What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to Wednesday's Late Night Agenda here on the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. I'm your host Craig and I hope you're all keeping very well. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. We'll get this kicked off nice and early. Stephen's in, Kyle's in, Mr. Fixit's in, Aragon's in. Who else we got in? Everton sucks, Brian Morrissey. Lots of people in the chat already, guys. How are we? Let's not bother ourselves by worrying about Everton and Manchester City and stuff like that. It is what it is what it is what it is what it is. Did anybody really expect Everton to do us a favour there tonight? I didn't, but in fairness to them, they put in a decent show. Look, you can see what the topic of tonight's stream is. You can see from the image beside me, you can see from the headline of the stream. This is exactly what we want to talk about, is racism in football and how it has absolutely no place in the game whatsoever. I just want to take a second. Martin Reed, look mate, you were after pestering Kev on Instagram and he's told me how much you've annoyed him. So I've given you one chance in the chat. You're not going to get special attention. You're not going to get patted on the head, anything like that, mate. You've been brought back into the chat because Kev basically couldn't listen to you anymore. And I said, you know what, I'll just restore him in. Other than that, pal, hope you enjoy the stream. Nothing against you whatsoever. But yes, I can see your comments clearly. If you can write them, I can see them. Now, anyway, Martin, welcome back, buddy. On this, let's talk about this racism thing. Let's talk about... I think it saddens me, guys. It saddens me to talk about this. I don't want to come in here and go on a rant about this shit because it's disgusting. But, unfortunately, London Metropolitan Police are investigating allegations of racial abuse towards Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah during Monday night's game against West Ham. Now, a video has emerged on social media. I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen it by now. If you haven't, let's just say his religion is thrown at him. My favourite word, you know, that I use on here a lot, that I'm going to try and cut back on. You know, see you next Tuesday. That word, thrown around the law, thrown in his direction, racial abuse, just not good enough. It got me thinking. One, I'm disgusted that this is in our sport, our beautiful, beautiful sport. There's no place for it. No place for it whatsoever. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't want to stereotype or pigeonhole any group of fans or football club's fans into a hole. But looking back over this, and I've gone back to the instances I can find, not all, obviously, but a lot of this shit is coming out of London. And here's some examples of racism that I've managed to come across in London in recent enough years. Raheem Sterling, as we know, Chelsea fans racially abused Raheem Sterling, or allegedly racially abused Raheem Sterling. Aubameyang had a banana thrown at him by Spurs fans. Mohamed Salah, clear, and there's no arguing about this, clear racial abuse thrown towards him. Well, is it racial abuse actually? I don't know if it is. Is it racial abuse or is it religious hate? Either way, abuse thrown towards him by West Ham fans. Paris Saint-Germain fan on the train by Chelsea fans. Anti-Semitic chants by Chelsea fans away in the Europa League. Kamara, the Fulham player, abused by his own fans on Twitter for not allowing Mitrovic to take a penalty. I mean, the stuff goes on and on and on and on. And it's just not good enough. It's not acceptable. It has to be stamped out of the game. I've been saying this for a long time. If you're in the stadium and you hear this shit going on, call a steward over. Call a police officer over. Stand up and tell this person that that's not right. And look, I understand sometimes these things can be intimidating. I fully get that. I appreciate that. Take a step aside. Make it out like you're going for a drink. Make it out like you're going to the bathroom. But these people need to be removed from the sport. You need to inform the police. You need to inform stewards. The clubs are doing all they can, I'm sure. I'm sure the clubs are, well, at least they're seen to be doing all they can to cut this stuff out. We're not going back to the dark days of the 70s and 80s in football, guys. There's no place for it anymore in the game. Mohamed Salah is a beautiful human being. Aubameyang, a beautiful human being. Raheem Sterling. All these people are just there to play a sport, to entertain the people that are there. They're not there to be abused. They're not there to be spat at, have things thrown at. These are athletes, for fuck's sake. Yes, we have tribal connections towards our clubs. Yes, sometimes these players annoy us when they leave, in the case of Raheem Sterling and stuff. But they're human beings. They need to be treated with respect, for Christ's sake. It's unbelievable in this day and age that people can be that small-minded and be that disgusting and allow that type of nonsense to go on. I'm sorry to start off the stream on the negative, guys, but I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen this. And then I seen the video. It's absolutely disgusting. I didn't want to watch the video, but I did because I wanted to know exactly what I was talking about. I wanted to hear the exact words that were said in the video. And this isn't a Liverpool-centric thing. I'm trying to show that this is spread out right throughout the game. As I said, Manchester City player racially abused, Arsenal player racially abused, Fulham player racially abused, Paris Saint-Germain fan racially abused, anti-Semitic chants from Chelsea fan. It's just not good enough. It's absolutely not good enough. Is it a coincidence that a lot of this stuff is in London? I don't know. I can't say. I'm not qualified to say that. I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe London is full of pricks. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's because they've got more head of population. I honestly don't know. The instances that I found seem to come out of London clubs. That's all I can say in it. I'm not saying one way or the other that one set of fans are worse or better than the other. But what I am saying is, as David has said there, stop racism. Kick it out of the game. There's no place for it. I don't want it. I don't want it in my sport. You guys don't want it in your sport. So let's stand up together. If we're ever inside the stadium or we're out and about, we see this stuff, we've got a duty to stand up. Now, to switch that around to a beautiful side, to a beautiful thing that happened, and I can't 100% say that this is a fact, but it has been reported on social media, and I want to show the other side of the game now, the beautiful side of the game. A post has emerged on social media saying that Vincent Kompany is donating his entire salary for this season to help the homeless in Manchester. Now, it's believed that Vincent Kompany is on around 120 grand a week, which is roughly 6 million a year. And if this is true, and I hope it is, I sincerely hope it is, that he is donating his entire salary to help the homeless in Manchester. Wow. What a class act Vincent Kompany is. Wow. That is the type of stuff we want the sport to be known for. Beautiful gestures by a beautiful fella like Vincent Kompany. Whatever we think of him on and off the field, or battles against Manchester City, that is one hell of a fine gesture from a class act of a man. So congratulations, Vincent Kompany. I take my hat off to you, sir, if I had one. But from the bottom of my heart, mate, that's a beautiful thing to do. Absolutely stunning. But there you go. Wow, what a gesture! What a gesture from Vincent Kompany. And it just goes to show the other side of the game. The game that we should be celebrating, the side of the game as well that we should be celebrating. Wonderful deeds like this, and it's not just Vincent Kompany. Other players do wonderful things for charities as well. We all know about the One Matters charity, trying to get everyone to give 1% of their wages to help as well with world poverty and stuff. It's beautiful. That's the side of the game we need to be celebrating, and that's the stuff that needs to be making headlines. Not this stuff with racially abusing footballers. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. These people need locking up. They need banning orders for life from the stadiums. And they just need to be taught that that is not acceptable in this day and age, in a country as educated as the UK. And I'm saying, well, I know the UK isn't a country, excuse me, as England. I'm just trying to use the UK as a whole. Yeah, it's just not good enough. Anyway, guys, how are we? Let me come into your chat. Let me see how you're all feeling. And let me get some of your thoughts on this one. Stephen Richards said, Craig, it's 2019, not 1979. What the fuck is wrong with these gobshites? Connor said, could you imagine sitting beside somebody, or how could you sit beside somebody shouting shit like that? It's just wrong. I'm glad it was caught on camera. I'm glad somebody filmed it. I'm glad it made its way out on social media. At least this way now there's no denying it. There's no trying to disguise. You can't lip read what's being said. It's clear as day. It's blatant what was said. If you've seen the video, you'll know how clear it is. Yeah, it's just wrong on so many levels. Right, where are we? Who else have we got in here today? Hey, people who are racist, no need for it, said Louise. Do you think we can win the league? We will get to that, buddy, don't you worry. We'll get straight to Liverpool now in a second and discuss what's going on in the championship race. I'm very well, by the way, thank you, Martin. Sorry, I'm only getting around to see that comment now. Hey, people are racist. Notice how it's always London clubs, said Mr. Fix-It. Anyway, on that one, that's my little bit of bad news, or my little rant for the day out of the way, because I can't believe how many instances of it we're after seeing this season alone. Easily done. Arrest them, take the ticket off them, give it to a school, raffle it off, take offenders to court. Same as homophobic comments under the banner of banter, sexism. Yep, I agree. Sexism should be gone. Homophobic comments gone. Racial slurs gone. Religious slurs gone. There's no need for any of it. Just tell him he's shy if you don't like him. Just say, Sally, you're shite, mate. Sally don't like you. Call him a diver. Whatever hell you want to do to put him off. That's fair enough, but there's a line. And people know where that line is in this day and age. It's not a blurred line. It's very, very clear. How was he racially abused? His religion was thrown at him with the word, see you next Tuesday, if you get where I'm coming from. I'm trying not to cut down my language a little bit on here. But it's very audibly clear, mate. Claire, exactly what you've said there, mate, is how I was thinking. London is one of the most multicultural cities in the world. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. I said the very same thing to my wife When I was in London, it was a beautiful melting pot of ethnicities and people from all corners of the world, even though the world is round, but you know what I'm coming from. Well, is it? Flat Earth Society and all that. Yeah, people from all parts of the world there, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The sights, the smells, the accents, everything. When I was there, it was beautiful. An absolute melting pot of the best of humanity. These people should be named and shamed. Their neighbours, bosses and families should be made aware of their racism. You just saw it, mate. Absolutely disgusting. It's sick, and there's no hiding behind it. Like, it's very clear what was said. But anyway, some nice comments about Vincent Kompany as well, which is beautiful. Lovely to hear. Don't say London clubs, it's prominent. Is it? Well, you can say that, mate, but it was Spurs fans, or excuse me, Arsenal fans. No, Spurs fans that threw a banana at Aubameyang. That they weren't West Ham fans, they weren't Chelsea fans. So London clubs it is, because I'm just after giving you 3 or 4 examples of London clubs, and different 4 actually if you include the Fulham guy. So that's 4 London clubs in the examples I've given. So it would be pigeonholing Chelsea and West Ham fans, and yes, maybe some of the incidents have definitely included them, but I'm trying not to stereotype or pigeonhole fans because of a few dickheads. Dickie Ball 123 said, I'm heading over to Liverpool to the Bournemouth game. What's your prediction? I'm so scared to give one, pal, at this point. 3-1. Let's go 3-1 to the Reds. I mean, Bournemouth like to play, so maybe they'll get a goal, but a win is a win at this moment in time. Imagine if all the players in the Premier League donated 1 week's wage a year. Yeah, it would be a beautiful amount of money to give to needy causes. But they do a lot. To be fair to Premier League footballers, they do a lot. Qatari said, live in London, embarrassed by this behaviour from some of the people in the city. Racism is not welcome here in London, anywhere else in Britain, Ireland or globally. I second that, mate. Hey Craig, sorry I wasn't there the past few streams. I was in my mother's home in St. Petersburg. No need to apologise, my friend. Great to have you back. Hope you had a nice trip to your mother's. What else we got? Put them all in a room and burn them. A little bit harsh, but educate them. That's always my solution to these things. Try and educate people. Try and show them how this affects people. Try and show them how multiculturalism and people of different races, colours, creeds, religions benefits their city, and what they bring to society and how they make the world a better place. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can go into Dublin or any major city now and you'll see all the beautiful different things the different cultures bring to the cities. Yeah, it's great. I love it. More of it, please. Goal difference is 7 goals, says Eganito. It is, unfortunately. And do you know what? None of us can say that Everton didn't put in a shift there in that game. I have to be honest. They did. They tried their best. It was a close enough game, to be fair. We could talk about Craig Pawson having a love-in with Fernandinho and not giving out a yellow card, but that was not going to affect the game in any way, shape or form. So there's no saltiness, no bad blood. Manchester City went to Goodison Park. They picked up the 3 points. They've moved. Top of the league on goal difference, albeit we've a game in hand. It is what it is. There's no saltiness here for me. As I said, we need to concentrate on our own games. Manchester City will concentrate on their games. What I seen tonight there from that Manchester City side was a good team, of course, but not an infallible team. They're going to drop points. You can see it in them. They're definitely going to drop points. We're going to drop points as well. It's going to be an interesting run in, and may the best team win, as long as it's Liverpool. If you could pick a goalkeeper for LFC, who would it be out of Hayat and Allison not included? Oh, well, it wouldn't be Little Arms Pickford, Aaron. I can tell you that much, because he's absolutely crap. Who would it be? Do you know what? Hand on heart, it's probably not going to be the answer people want or expect me to say, but it would be Ederson. Because again, he suits our style. Ederson, Allison, both keepers suit both club styles. You could drop either one in a row. I think they both do the same job. So yeah, I'd probably take Ederson, to be fair. That's a compliment to Manchester City, of course, but it's an honest answer. If I was looking for a shot stopper, I would probably go for... I don't know who I'd go for, actually, but I'd go for Ederson in this case, because I think it just fit our system perfectly. Same way it fits Manchester City, same way Alisson fits ours. Who decides to block people on this channel? The mods, mate. It could be me, or it could be the mods. Anybody you see with a blue spanner, Paul, has the ability to block somebody from the channel. So I can't say who it is. If it's me, sometimes it can be me, of course, as well. It could be Connor, but anybody with that blue spanner has the ability to block somebody. If people like that Tommy Robinson dude encourage behaviours like that and general stupidity, said Rod. How many weeks before we catch up on the number of games played? Technically, our game in hand is against Manchester United. That's when Manchester City are playing the League Cup final. So technically, that's when we'll catch up. 13 more wins should be enough. It would do the job. Oblak possibly as a shot stopper. Yeah, I was thinking Oblak or Neuer, but yeah, Oblak is a very good shot stopper, to be fair. Arsenal did the same to Tottenham, singing, I'm not going to say that word, but a few years back on their shirts. Again, unacceptable, mate, I agree. Leno is a shot stopper. I don't like him. I don't rate him at all, to be honest. Craig, do you reckon Everton threw the game or they just should? No, they absolutely didn't throw the game. I watched it. I watched all 90 minutes of that game and Everton didn't throw it. Now, they didn't start with Richarlison, they didn't start with Sigurdsson, they didn't start with Coleman, but the players that went out on the field and started, they did their best. I mean, no saltiness here. It was a competitive game of football right the way through. Yes, Paul, literally anybody could have done it, mate, but if you want to give me his name, Connor's on the chat there now, so if you want to give me his name, we can have a look into it, buddy, and see if we can unban him. So just give me the gentleman's name or his account name on here. Just put it in the chat there and we'll try and sort it out for you. Where mistakes happen, Paul, on here, mate. Sometimes people are a little bit harsh. Sometimes the trigger's pulled too early, but we're always open to giving people a second chance. So put his name in, buddy, and we'll do our best for you. Do you think Chelsea's goalkeeper will be a success in the future? Yes, I do. I think Kepa has a lot of potential. And again, it's his first season in the Premier League. Just like we're saying we need to give time to Naby Keita, I think Kepa needs to have time as well to settle in. Just like David De Gea. I mean, when he was at United, his first season was almost a disaster, but you just knew. You knew he was an excellent goalkeeper and you knew he'd come through it. I didn't know if he'd be quite as good as he is, but honest answer, Rashford or Firmino? Firmino, but the answer to this, Joey, isn't me saying Rashford is shit. Because he's far from shit. Marcus Rashford is an excellent footballer who's only going to continue to improve, and with the right manager and with confidence, he'll blossom into one hell of a footballer, even more so than he already is. But the honest answer for me is Bobby Firmino, because I love the guy, I love his work ethic, I love everything about him. But as I said, that is not me in any way slating Marcus Rashford, because he's an excellent footballer. And I could understand an argument either way on this. You couldn't make this shit up. United the game in hand. I know it's nuts, isn't it? But I mean, in saying that, they have to go to Old Trafford as well, so it's kind of much of a muchness, really. Figured out my phone situation. Apparently, my number didn't get brought over to my new SIM. Yeah, you gotta love phone companies, Connor. Another look. Here we go, Mr. Christopher Reed here. Another absolute Looney Tune who's trying to slag us off but can't actually string a sentence together. What is it about trolls being cabbages? I mean, I don't get it. He's like diver loop, so he's trying to say diver pool, but he can't spell that one correctly. Is going to lost Saturday lol. Mate, we're lolling at you. Every single one of us are lolling at you right now, Christopher. I'll do it for you, mate. I'll do your banter for you. Right here, ready? Here we go. Liverpool gonna lose on Saturday. There you go, Christopher, mate. I've done you a favour. You've come in to troll us and I've done you a favour. That's how nice we are on here. We do your trolling for you. We've got to get back to winning ways. Starting to kick on again, said Liam Granby. Yeah, look, Bournemouth is probably one of the best games. One of the best games we could have, if I'm being honest. Purely not because they're a bad team. Oh my god, that's not mean that at all. Bournemouth are a very good side, but they play to our strengths, I think, in that they come and try and play football, and that usually plays into our hands. I've had two people approach me for unbanning today. Craig sorted one, the other guy got it sorted himself, which is great. Or as I said, we're always trying to be fair. If somebody feels they've been banned or they've been taken out of the chat incorrectly, we're happy to address the situation. Darren Calvin, how are you, my pal? Great to have you in. Firmino is a centre attacking mid and Rashford is a striker. Well, yes, I understand where you're coming from, but Bobby has also been played as a striker, so, you know, it is a valid question to some extent. Two very good footballers though. Grace any team in the Premier League. Also, just wanted to give out respect to the victims of the Munich air disaster today. Yes, I have that on my notes. I probably should have started with it, but I got a little bit sidetracked with the Manchester United stuff. But yes, as you've correctly said, mate, very well said. Just want to take a moment to send our thoughts and prayers to all Manchester United fans, staff members, and the whole Manchester United family as a whole. On February the 6th, 1958, the Munich air disaster struck and 23 people died, including 8 Manchester United players and 3 members of staff. At times like this, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again, there is no rivalries in football. We're a United family on here. Excuse the pun on the word United there, but we are a united family in times like this. Just when the unfortunate incident with Salah happened, that is so sad. This is a day where we all are with Manchester United fans around the world. I mean, Munich was a terrible disaster that affected their club, and whatever you think about Manchester and Liverpool's rivalries, they've always been there for each other, and believe it or not, in times of need over the years. Both clubs have been very close, and to any Manchester United fans that may be watching, our thoughts are with you sincerely. We always think of you guys. If you look at the pin tweet on our Twitter account today, I have something on the Munich disaster as well. Yeah, our thoughts are with you guys always on this day. Same way as you were with us. Yeah, we're there for you guys. And rivalry aside, there is no rivalries in situations like this. Humanity comes first. Love comes first. It always will. With me in particular. Yeah, so our thoughts are with you guys on this day. What else have we got? I watched Sunderland's docu-series and took them until the second episode to mention Jordan Pickford. I haven't seen it yet, actually, October. It's on my watch list on Netflix, but I haven't got to it just yet. I've been watching something, sorry to go off topic for a second. If you've any hip-hop, rap, R&B fans, anybody like that, a brilliant series on Netflix called Rapture. So R-A-P-T-U-R-E. Brilliant. 9 one-hour episodes on different rappers. So they've got Logic, they've got Nas, they've got T.I. and 6 other people. Obviously, couldn't recommend it highly enough. Give it a watch if you're into rap and R&B and you've got yourself a Netflix account. Right, what have we got? Ex-City player died on that plane. Frank Swift, he was a journalist. Well, as I said, to everyone, 23 people sadly passed away on that flight. So to all of them, Manchester City, if you have an ex-player, which I didn't know about, Mr. Fixture, so thank you for educating me on that one. Thoughts with them as well, of course. Big Glenn Murray scored just now. I wasn't actually paid no attention to the FA Cup tonight. I've no idea how it went. What score did the Barca Madrid game finish, guys? It was 1-1 last I'd seen. I asked my mother when she left Russia. She said Liverpool, so Tatiana, my mother, are fans. So I'm the outcast. It's alright, mate. You're here with us, so we've got your back. We've got your back, buddy, and welcome. What else we got? I remember hearing that Shanks offered Manx players after Munich. Yes, and it happens. The two clubs have always been there for each other behind the scenes. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I fully echo everybody's sentiments on here. 1-1, thank you guys. It did end 1-1. Very good. I was in Manchester in 2014 for the anniversary of Hillsborough in a bar, and about 600 people could have heard a pin drop during the minute of silence. I expect no less. And I agree, Liam, it's stuff like this, rivalries go out the window, mate. There's much more important stuff than football rivalries at times. The humanity will always come ahead of it. Good morning, Mark. How are you, sir? Great to have you in, Mr. Ross. Real Madrid will win the second leg, said Bob Ryan. West Brom 1, Brighton 3. Wow, well done, Brighton. Nice one to them. Some good runs in the FA Cup going for some teams this year, isn't it? Brighton through, Wolves through as well. Obviously we had, who was the team? Newport through to play Manchester City, so that should be interesting as well. Vinicius Jr. destroyed Barca at only 17. I did see bits of the game. I get where you're coming from, but probably a little bit over the top to say destroyed when it finished 1-1. But I get where you're coming from. He was very much involved in the game. Who would you like to see get more game time in our squad that's not starting in the 11? Well, it's tough because the midfield's rotated so much. I don't know who we could talk about here, if I'm being honest. I don't think there's anybody that I feel is being overlooked or isn't getting enough game time, because there's been so much rotation through injuries and that I don't think there is anybody. I mean, Origi, no. Sturridge, no. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of anyone, Joshua, if I'm being honest. I think everybody's got enough game time. For me, Sturridge and Origi just aren't good enough. I'd rather have the three boys playing, and I know it's not possible to have them playing every single game, but I'd rather drop Shaqiri in and give one of them a rest if needs be. West Brom are crap. I tell you what though, they're right up there for promotion again in the Championship. Last time I checked, the two top scorers, Jay Rodriguez and that little dude that fucking scored, Dwight Gale, both on 15 or 16 goals as well, so they're not doing too badly. Is it just me, or are Liverpool amazing? It isn't just you, my friend. Liverpool are indeed amazing. Beautiful sentiment. Love it. What's your opinion on Mick McCarthy? From an Irish perspective, he's a good placeholder until some other players come through, until what's his name, Stephen Kenny gets his opportunity, which I think was a good move actually. Hoover, it's an interesting shout actually. He's the LFC Mane. I think as time goes on, I mean, he will start to get game time. He's still a very, very young lad and a very exciting prospect though. Newport manager is hilarious. Said he might play 9 at the back against Manchester City. He should probably play 9 up front for the laugh. I just clocked why the word racism is slightly out of frame. It's because it's being kicked out. I'm not slow, I swear. There you go, Connor. I mean, I'll pretend that I knew that all along. Rod said, I'd like to see Keita, Hendo in midfield. I think Hendo could give Naby some confidence. And Rod, I think everybody's asking, I've seen a few people as well, how's the bunny, mate? I hope he's okay. Or she, actually. I don't know which sex the bunny is. You just gotta love LFC. You do. You absolutely do. Speaking of West Brom Championship, and I hope that's where they stay, if the truth be told. There's an awful bang of Tony Pulis off them. Even though I know he's Middlesbrough manager now, the club will never be able to wash the Tony Pulis off them. After listening back to last night's stream, it was said about how we signed a player from relegated teams. I hope it's not Markovic. Oh God. Well, technically he's only on loan, although his contract is up, so I think Leeds United will very likely get promoted. It's them and Norwich that seem to be starting to edge a little bit clear at the top. Huddersfield unfortunately are not doing very well, but they were punching well above their weight. For them to have got promoted was unbelievable, and I mean that in a positive sense. Craig, what do you think of Derry City signing former Real Madrid and Liverpool midfielder? I've no idea who that is, mate. I didn't see anything. I don't follow the League of Ireland really. Everton fans celebrating City's second goal, absolute dickheads. Kev, I said that yesterday, it was going to fucking happen. It just goes to show what a B-Tech club they are. I said on Twitter, tonight was probably Manchester City's biggest attendance of the season, because they had every fucking Everton fan there with them. Excuse me, on top of their own, so probably their biggest legitimate crowd of the season. Not like what they say the Etihad is sold out and, 20,000 people are dressed up as blue seats. Would love to see some of the young goalies get some game time. Good show. Queevin Kelleher, I keep bigging this guy up. I think he would be fine as our second choice keeper next season. When is Trent back? Very soon, Joshua. I don't want to lie and say this weekend just in case, but if it's not this weekend, it's going to be pretty damn close. Everyone's saying City are going to win the league now because they're top. We've got a game in hand. Let them say it. Owen, you keep going with it, mate. When they say to you, Chelsea or City are going to win the league, you say, grand, leave it be. Let them have all the pressure again, if that's what people want. I mean, just we know we've got to look after our business, and if we keep winning, nobody can touch us, pal. So you're the best YouTuber. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I haven't, but I'll take it. West Brom always seem to be a hawthorn in our side. Oh, come on. You're better than that, mate, or are you? Do you agree that if Everton stop worrying about how we're doing and start focusing on themselves, they'd actually be getting somewhere? They didn't start their two best players, so they could lose. Look, I don't want to say Everton. I think Everton gave 100% out in that field. They're forever going to be in our shadow. They're forever going to be bitter about us, Jack. But yeah, they need to focus on themselves. I don't get it. Just stop. There's too many clubs obsessed about Liverpool. Just focus on your own club. Enjoy what your own team is doing. And just leave it at that. I don't know what else to say about them. I mean, we could slag off Everton for hours and hours and hours, but They're doing a good enough job of making a show of themselves, Jack, so let's just sit back and enjoy them. Bunny had 2 teeth out and started eating again this morning. Cheers, I had a sleepless night. Well, look, at least Bunny is on the mend, Rod, so that's good news. Any news from the Bunny on a score, or is it too early, Rod, for the weekend? Any predictions from said Bunny? When will the verdict on City fair play be made? Not clutching at straws, by the way. Oh, you're talking about the financial fair play? I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on with that investigation, pal. Don't expect much, though. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I really wouldn't expect much. The title race is wide open now. It certainly is. It certainly is. Look, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun, and whoever wins the league will deserve to win the league. All we can do is take it one game at a time. Enjoy the positives. Enjoy the celebratory times, and let's see what happens. Craig, we should be sponsored by Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because it's going to be a roller coaster ride to the end. I thought you were going along the VVD joke with that one, Stephen, but then you veered off. It will. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be fun. It's going to be... Our emotions are going to be all over the place by the end of the year, guys. We're going to have highs. We're going to have lows. We're going to be angry. We're going to be ecstatic. It's going to be mad. But do you know what? I'm happy we're here. I'm so happy our club's back challenging right at the top of the league, in contention for the Premier League title. It's great. It's better that City have the pressure, said Kev. Honestly, LFC are going to win the league. I still believe we're going to win the league as well. Until it's mathematically impossible, I'm not going to say otherwise. Sam said we're choking. How can we be choking? I mean, we can't affect that game tonight. We still have a game in hand. If we win at the weekend, we're back 3 points clear. If you think we're choking, buddy, that's on you to view, and I'll leave you to it. I see it differently. Subs have rocketed in the past 2 days. They've done okay, mate. Yeah, the channel's doing really well. I'm so happy with it. I set myself little targets, or set us, excuse me, not myself. I set us little targets, and we're doing really, really well. If anyone is watching, by the way, and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. As you can see, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, hoping to get there by the end of the season. Although I think we might do it a little bit early, which is great. Never going to give out for hitting numbers a little bit too early. But if you're watching, you're enjoying the stuff, you like the people in the chat, everything we do on here is free. So drop a like on the stream. And of course, please hit the subscribe button. Last night was probably the quietest stream we've had in 6 months, maybe, since our numbers start going up. You can tell that people are a little bit deflated at the minute, or people are a little bit concerned, or maybe people just need a break. I mean, that's a fair point as well. Maybe they just need a break from all the stuff around football and the pressures of the Premier League and all that stuff, and maybe people are just enjoying themselves. But it's really funny to watch how YouTube works in regards to football streams. It peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs. The Champions League will be mental. The Champions League always brings people from every angle of the world, every corner of the world to watch streams and stuff. So I just enjoy these quiet times every so often, because it gets us to get back to catching up with people who, you know, have been here since day one, or have been here a long time, and sometimes their comments get missed in the hustle and bustle of busy streams. So I appreciate these quiet times, because I get to talk to you guys a lot more, and that's what this is about. So no complaints from me. Our bench looks so bleak. Matip's not good enough. Our defence is shaky. It's only down to injuries that our defence looks weak, mate. It's not down to lack of depth. I had somebody pull me up actually on a comment and said West Ham have the most depleted squad in the Premier League, and Liverpool are complaining about injuries. I didn't really understand where he was going. I mean, if West Ham do, that's tough for them as well, but we're challenging at the top of the league and we've 7 players injured. Do we not have a right to be concerned, or to say to ourselves our squad's looking a little bit short because we've 7 players injured? I didn't get. I mean, of all the things we've been trolled at and laughed about, that one seemed a bit odd to me. Are we not allowed to be thinking, shit, 7 players injured isn't great? Got a hoodie delivered today from the LFC store, navy blue grey, highly recommended for £35. Nice. I was looking at the black one, Jose, just a black New Balance one with the Liverpool crest. I think it was 50 quid, but then I remembered I'm stone ass broke, so I had to put that go back to window shopping. Should have taken advantage of City slipping up. this is all about perspective, I think. As I said last night, before the Newcastle game, we were 4 points clear. Until the kick-off of the game tonight, we were 3 points clear, so we're technically just down 1 point over 2 games. If we win at the weekend, we're back to 3 points clear. There's no panic for me. It is what it is. What games are you expecting to drop from the remaining 13? I wouldn't be surprised if we got a draw at Old Trafford. Maybe dropped a couple of points there. Same goes for City as well. Spurs at home could be a difficult game. It's impossible to guess because we can drop points. Both sides have proven they can drop points against silly sides is a bit of a slagging, but games you'd expect to win, should I say. Should I open a box of roses or Quality Street? Roses for me, Luke. I'm not a Quality Street fan. Not a big fan of Nestle chocolate. The 90-minute Scousers. I don't get what that is, mate. I'm sorry if I've misinterpreted that. The 90-minute Scousers. Oh, it's a show. Sorry. They're starting to blame the referee, the pitch conditions, and not accepting the fact that Liverpool haven't played well all season. They just played good in patches. We've rode our luck, absolutely. To say we haven't played well, I suppose it's a little bit open to interpretation. We haven't blown teams away like we did last year, but we were defensively very, very sound for long periods of the season. There's no excuses for me. Nobody is to blame for what's happening. It is what it is because it's a competitive league. There's no saltiness for me, mate, or there's no blame or pitches. Everyone has to play the same amount of games with the same bunch of crap referees. Everyone plays home and away. There's no excuses. If you win the league, it's because you deserve to win the league. If you keep saying corner of the world, I'm going to think you're a flat earther. Come on. Surely you know I'm not that silly, Kyle. I mean, I'm stupid on many subjects, but I know that the earth is round, buddy. Or is it? What's your starting 11 for Bournemouth at the weekend? I'd love to give it to you, Dean, but I don't know yet who's available. Let's see who you've gone with. Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo. I'd agree with all of that. Hendo, Fabinho, Gini, Mo. Liam, you've got it there, mate. I agree with you 100%. If they're all available, that's my team as well. Liverpool have Munich at home on the 19th of February and then Munich away on the 13th of March. It's going to be good. A little distraction, a little bit of European football. Be nice, won't it? I'm supporting Liverpool for the Champions League, not like a choice because Tatiana would beat me up. Sounds like there's a bit of an iffy relationship there with your sister, mate. Okay, sorry, I've missed so many I think the fucking chat's gone mad here. Hang on. The chat, that is weird. My chat's gone crazy, by the way, guys. Okay, I read that. Now let me go back through. Liverpool could have been 10 points clear. We choked. Okay, we choked. We didn't just lose to Manchester City, which made it go from 7 to 4. So that's one game that you're keeping responsible for 6 points, Khaled. So that one game brought it back down to a 4-point gap. Are you with me so far, Khaled? Now, if we win with a 3-point gap. So basically, we lost at Manchester City, and we've lost one more point since against what Manchester City have gained. So if you think that's choking, buddy, I'll leave it with you. And you don't deserve to see Liverpool win the league if that's your attitude. Do you ever need a break, Craig, from football? No, I live and breathe the game. Sometimes from YouTube I feel like I might need a night or two off every now and again, but that's just a mental strain. But from football, nah. I live and breathe football, mate. I don't know what to do in the summers when there is no football. Although I like sports in general. If anything's competitive, I'll have a go at watching it. What's happening with Salah? So what happened, mate, was there's a video emerged on social media of Mohamed Salah being abused. They say racially. I'm not sure if it's racial or religious abuse. I'm not sure which is the correct heading for it. But yes, there's a video going around at West Ham of what seems to be a West Ham fan, because there's no image of him in a shirt. So let's imagine he's a West Ham fan. abusing Mohamed Salah. It's as clear as day. It's not even up for debate. And that's what the story is. I'm sure, just have a search for the video, buddy. I don't want to reiterate what was said. Do we have a 2-week break after Bournemouth? That's going to be painful. Do we? Couldn't quite be 2 weeks, could it? 10 days, because we have a Champions League game. It couldn't be 2 weeks. I think, because we play on a Saturday, and the Champions League game then will be Tuesday, Wednesday the following week. So it must be about 9 or 10 days, Jose, I'd say. We played Bayern. When did I say that was? The 12th, I think, Claire? 19th, sorry, the 19th. A non-Liverpool supporter on a channel I watch here said Liverpool fans really should enjoy the ride because every other club would love to be us. Spot on, Anthony, spot on. And I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying this a lot. I'd much rather be in this conversation than in the race for 4th place, which we had for many, many, many years. So I'm absolutely sound being up where we are. We can argue it could be a little bit better. Of course, there's no doubt in that. We could have had a few more points on the board, but we could have had a lot less points on the board as well. So, again, win against Bournemouth, go 3 points clear, back to Manchester City, over to you guys against Chelsea at the weekend. Let's see what happens there. This could all be so, so different. If we win on Saturday and they even draw against Chelsea, pressure's back on them again. If they beat Chelsea, pressure back on us. But this is what's going to happen, ding dong, week in, week out, until the league is over. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I am a competitive person and I love being in these situations, so bring it on. Wouldn't you like? Who was it said it? Sorry, I'm trying to go back up. Shit. Anthony. As Anthony said, like, would you much rather be in this position than down near the bottom of the table or clambering around in Arsenal's position, for instance? I know I would, anyway. I avoid streams if we drop points because our own fans are so negative. Don't be avoiding streams, mate. Come on here. I'm never gonna be negative. I'll be angry about a bad performance, but I'm not going to be negative about the overall situation. I'm actually quite pleased by the people that come on here after streams. I avoid Twitter like the plague after we drop points because the world looks like it's coming to an end if you're on there. But on here, I think it's quite a good mix actually, and I'm very proud of you guys because you're quite a sane bunch overall. The media love Liverpool. Do you know what? That's funny. You say that, and I can understand why you would have an argument to say that. I could come back with you as much of an argument to show you that they hate Liverpool as well. But I think it's just whatever view you have from the side that you support. So yeah, it's true. There is a lot of Liverpool pundits, I will say that. But that's because back in those days, mate, back in the days where these pundits were coming from, Liverpool were fairly dominant. But you're right, there is a lot of Liverpool pundits or ex-Liverpool pundits on the television. Can't argue with that. Anthony Peters reckons Chelsea will take points off City on Sunday. Fingers crossed, but I stand over what I said before. We should only focus on our own games, and anything that happens with Manchester City, it's a bonus if they drop points. That's all we can say. They didn't play great today, Sean Luke. You're right. They didn't, but they got the win. They got the win. Quality Street is Nestle, isn't it? I'm sure Quality Street is Nestle. Can anybody confirm that or have a little Google there to just let me know and Connor know? Quality Street is made by Nestle, isn't it? Players, managers and even owners come and go. Fans don't change. If points are going to be dropped by City or us, it's going to be top 6 clashes. You could say that, Bob. For us, that makes sense, but City dropped points against Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Wolves. So they've dropped points against lower down the table sides. I don't want to say lesser because that's not fair to those clubs. Unless, of course, it's Everton, in which case we can absolutely take the piss and call them a lesser club. He was abused by a West Ham fan. It seems as if it's a West Ham fan. I mean, 99.9% it was a West Ham fan. Thank you, Oliver Opitz, excuse me, for the super chat, mate, and thank you, Kev, as well. Come on, Liverpool, let's win this league. Kev, buddy, I keep saying to you, we love you. You're one of us, but you don't need to be wasting your hard-earned money, pal. Buy yourself a pint and treat yourself. But thank you so much for everything you do for the channel, Kev. We'd be lost without you, particularly on Instagram, where you are running one hell of an account, my friend, and you're playing a blinder. So thank you for everything. And Oliver as well, mate. Thank you for the super chat. Do you know what's funny? Last night, as soon as, when you do a stream on here, it gets processed, and then it pops up and it lets you know how many numbers and stuff you have. By the time it got processed last night, the stream was demonetized. How funny is that? I don't know if it's because of the title of the stream that we had, haters gonna hate, fuck 'em, but we had the U, with an asterisk in it. I don't know if it's because of that or it's because I literally went on a rant calling Cundy pretty much everything under the sun. But yeah, it was demonetized immediately last night. Thank God it was a quiet stream, because what demonetized means is we won't get any ad revenue from that stream. But it was really quiet anyway, so I'd say we lost £2, if even that. I just want to see Klopp win the Barclays Premier League. Is it still the Barclays Premier League, actually? I wondered that the other day. I just want to see Klopp win the Premier League title. All I want in my life. It'll happen. It will happen. If it doesn't happen this year, it'll happen. Just back this man. I hope it happens this year. Oh my God, I hope it does. 3 points back to the top of the table. Change people's opinions. Think City will drop points against Chelsea on Sunday. Depends which Chelsea show up and which Manchester City show up. I would say City will beat Chelsea in a competitive game. 2-1 maybe, something like that. I think they'll just about get over the line. But they have a very, very congested fixture list coming up, so it's going to be tough. I mean, we're only in February, at the start of February. We've got entirety of this month, entirety of March, entirety of April, and then a week or so, maybe 2 weeks in May. So look, there's loads of time left to go. We're going to be Looney Tunes, all of us, by the end of this. There's going to be oxygen out. We're going to be taking calming supplements. It's going to be crazy as this season progresses. All hate speech is wrong and is actually against the law in most aspects. It's disgusting, mate. It's absolutely disgusting, and there's no need for it. Hate speech, homophobia, racism, none of it. It's just wrong. How could you hate somebody based on their religion, the colour of their skin, their sexual orientation? You just judge them as a person. I hate people because they're assholes. It doesn't matter what religion they are. If I think you're an asshole according to me. The only thing that's going to make me feel that way is a conversation with you or seeing your opinions on things that I disagree with. And I think that's how most people should be judged. Where else have we got? Did you hear about UEFA looking at scrapping the away goals for this season? But they couldn't do it for this season. They couldn't change the rules that early, could they? I know that they brought in VAR, but surely they couldn't change the away goals rule before the knockout stage starts. Thoughts on that? I don't know. I can understand the argument for it, Liam, on both sides. How would I stand on away goals? I wouldn't mind them being removed, actually, if the truth be told. I remember getting knocked out by Atletico. It wasn't the Europa back then. It was whatever it was what was it before the Europa? Not the Cup. Well, there was the Cup Winners' Cup, the Europa. What was it called before the Europa? Anyway, I remember being knocked out by Atletico, and that fucking hurt on away goals. Diego Forlan, never forgive him. I'll cry my eyes out when we win the league. Yes, mate, and you'll probably see me shed a few tears on here as well. Craig, when are you joining Connor in Space Camp? I'm not going to Space Camp, Tony. It's only for Connor. I'm going to enjoy winning against Bournemouth, then watching Sunday over to the Chavs. Media love Liverpool lately. Do they? I don't think they do. We are where we are. What do you think about them? What do you think about them might be getting rid of the away goal? Sorry, somebody else asking that question. I don't mind either way. Again, it's the same for both sides. I don't understand why it exists, actually, if I'm being honest. Does it change anything? Does it make teams attack more? I don't know. I think remove it. If it's going to be removed, I'll probably lean to that, yeah. It's not something that'll piss me off either way. There's a few rule changes I've spoken about that are going to be looked at come into the sport. One of them is the substitution rule, where you leave the field at the nearest point of exit, so you don't get this thing about walking all the way over to the other side of the field just because you know you're going to be substituted, and then you jog really slowly back across the field. The whole point now is that you just walk off the field wherever you are and the substitution is made. Another rule that pisses me off greatly is when you're taking a goal kick and it's not quite coming outside the box, and an attacking player is pressing and the defender steps inside the box to play the goal kick, and the referee blows up the whistle and the goal kick's allowed to be retaken. That does my head, and it should be an indirect free kick going in, or else the rule is just pointless altogether. You can just keep doing that, and the defending team gets advantage after advantage after advantage. So that's one rule that annoys me. Keith94 said second. Is there a question there, mate, or are you just letting us know that we're second? I don't. If it's trolling, I don't understand it. I just don't get it, mate. It's just too short for my puny little brain to quite get. Craig, who should we bring in second choice keeper? Nobody. Caoimhín Kelleher will do the job just fine, in my humble opinion. Hashtag in my humble opinion. Yeah, for me, give Caoimhín Kelleher a chance. I don't get the point of bringing these keepers through and then never giving any of them a chance anywhere. Just give Caoimhín Kelleher the number 2 spot next season. Did fine in pre-season. I'm sure he'll do fine again. I have a few more bits and pieces actually for you wonderful people to go through. So this was taken from the Echo actually, and it's quite interesting. Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson Becker has conceded from 7 of the last 11 shots on target that he's faced in the Premier League. Now bear with me. As I said, this is from the Echo, so credit to the Echo for this. No keeper from the traditional Big Six has conceded more league goals in that time, and Alisson has also saved only 36.4% of shots faced in the Premier League in 2019, the lowest save percentage of anyone who has made at least 3 Premier League appearances since the turn of the year. But, bear with me, the stats read badly until you analyse them. Exactly how many of those 11 shots could Alisson realistically have saved? Manchester United at Anfield, definitely. Perhaps a third goal against Crystal Palace, but that's about it. Sometimes keeper just can't do anything about some shots, and that appears to be the case here with Alisson. So again, easy to point out that stat, but as the Echo rightly said, how many of them could he have saved? Sometimes shit just happens and you just have to shrug your shoulders at it. I thought that was quite interesting when I read it. I didn't know about the statistic or anything, or 7 from 11, until I read that. But they are right. Sometimes you have to dig a little bit deeper than just the basic stat, which is why I keep saying on here that I don't use statistics myself very much, because I don't feel qualified to talk about them correctly or to use them correctly, actually, to be fair, because it's very easy to just grab a statistic and throw it out there, but unless it's used in the right context or compared to something correctly, it's void. So I leave that to people far more intelligent than me, or than I should say, sorry. I'm not having Hendo. Hey, there's a reason he's captain and continue to be captain. Rate him or not, but shut the fuck up, and I second that. If you hate Jordan Henderson, just hate him somewhere else. Hate him. If he's having a bad performance, by all means say Henderson didn't play well today. But just hating him for the sake of hating him, or just hating him because he's at the club and he's easy for you to just poke with a stick. I mean, none of us on here agree with that. None of us want that. So if you're one of those people, best not to be on here really, because we don't support your way of thinking. Most of us, like obviously I can't speak for everyone. Jordan Henderson for me, is he in my first 11? No. Am I happy he's at the football club? You bet your ass I am. Am I happy he's captain? 100%. He's a fantastic club captain. As I keep saying, and I'm going to keep repeating myself on this, being a captain of a club like Liverpool involves a lot more than just walking onto the field and putting the armband on. There's so many different things. I'm not going to go through them all again because you guys are probably sick of me talking about it, but there's a lot to it, and Jordan Henderson does the job very well. You mightn't rate him. If you're a fan, that's okay, that's your prerogative. But you know who does rate him? Stevie G, Brendan Rodgers, Jurgen Klopp, Kenny Dalglish, fucking Roy Hodgson even rates him. Obviously the England manager Gareth Southgate rates him. And their opinion is a lot more educated, is the correct word I'm looking for here, I think, than mine or yours. So there you are. We all have the players that we don't really take to or we don't like. I certainly have mine, but I try and assess every player on their merits, and I try and always be altering my perceptions and questioning myself and saying, well, look, Craig, did you just say he was bad here today because you don't really like him? Or did he actually have a bad performance? And I make sure I go out of my way to read match reports from the Echo or from This Is Anfield or from the Anfield Wrap or Redmen TV or whoever it is. I read stuff just to see how everybody else was viewing the players, to see if I was seeing this through tinted eyes, and I always challenge my perceptions, and I think that's what we have to do. I don't like Simon Mignolet, everybody knows that, but there was a period where Simon Mignolet was playing really, really well, and I said to myself, well, you have to be honest here, the dude's doing alright, he deserves your support. Well, everyone deserves your support, but I'm just trying to make a point here that you should always be challenging your perceptions. You can't just blankly say somebody is shit. You have to judge them game by game, season by season, month by month. We're champions, no pressure on us. The pressure's on you, bottle jobs. That's why you are panicking. Salah diving every week. Linesman's trying to win you games. What a shame. Okay, fair enough, mate. Best of luck. Enjoy the rest of the season. Tell the rest of the Manchester City fans we said hello. I'm sure you know them all individually, all 7 or 8 of them. But no pressure on us. None whatsoever, pal. You're the champions. You're the best team in the Premier League. We love you. All hail Pep. All that jazz. See you soon. Liverpool summer target could be Insigne or Werner. It definitely isn't going to be Insigne. I can promise you that. We're not going to sign Insigne. Mignolet and Moreno replacements. I sat there tonight looking at City celebrating like they'd won it and smiled inside because this is far from over, said Paul. Every game is going to be big for both sides now. Every team is going to have to earn their 3 points, and it's going to chop and change, going back and forth. And this is the fun of being in a title race. I would still rather be in our position because it's still in our hands. Manchester City fans are rightly going to be egging their team on. They're rightly going to be happy. They're rightly going to feel confident. Of course they've every right to. Unlike the other dickhead there, KB Manchester City FC, who hasn't got the intelligence to have a civilised conversation or try and describe why he believes the side will win the league. People like him just tend to throw abuse around to try and make themselves feel better because they're just idiots. By all means, mate, if you want to come in and have a civilised conversation about why you feel Manchester City are going to win the league and not accuse Salah of diving every week. I mean, I could just as easily come back at you and say that Fernandinho could have had 9 yellow cards today. Well, that's an exaggeration. 4 yellow cards today. And Craig Pawson could have had him sent off. But I don't think that would have affected the game. I think you were the better side. I'm big enough of a human being to say that. You're clearly some agitated little gobshite who feels he needs to come on and belittle people to make himself feel good because, I don't know, maybe you've got a small pecker. I don't know, mate. Maybe you can't get a bird. Don't know. Maybe you can't knock one out. I don't know. I don't know what has made you the way you are, mate. But it's funny. And it lets me know that we're in your head, and it lets me know that you're worried. So you carry on being worried. Carry on talking about Salah dive and linesmen's trying to win us games. Call us bottle jobs. Do whatever you want. Just have yourself a can of Copperberg and shut the fuck up. UEFA Cup. Yeah, how could I forget that? I was thinking, is this not the fucking... I'm got so far back. I was thinking Cup Winners' Cup. I was thinking the Fairs Cup. I was thinking every fucking name but the UEFA Cup, yeah. Away goals was brought in to create more action, but the style has changed from a defensive style to an offensive style. It's a bit dated. It'll make a neutral game a little less exciting. I don't know, sometimes it'd be nice for it to go to extra time and penalties, wouldn't it? Whereas it wouldn't happen with the away goals occasionally. Hello, that guy Jack, mate. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Low fat. There we go. A good, decent, sound Manchester City fan, mate. How are you? Must be happy with tonight's result, obviously. Sticks you guys up ahead of us on goal difference. How did you see the game, pal? Craig, leave the kid alone. Nah. He came in here, mate. Let's not forget that. He started throwing himself the abuse around. Unfortunately for him, I have the microphone and the mouse. Can't believe Everton fans tonight, lowest of the low. Mate, they're called the Blue Shy for a reason. They're called the Bitters for a reason. Don't worry about them. We'll have our own laugh, which we always do back at Everton because they're a joke of a club. I mean, I don't know what they have to be fucking happy about, but there you go. I'd be happy if we got Alenia from Barca. He's so good. He's an academy boy and he's playing Coutinho's role better than him and handling the expectations of being a La Masia graduate. He's brilliant. It's been a while since La Masia actually delivered through. They went through one period where they were just churning out player after player after player after player, and maybe the stakes have just gotten a little bit high in football. But Barcelona do have a great reputation of bringing through kids. As I said yesterday, Bournemouth will come out to play like Warriors in 1976. We will love this, says Pragmaverts. And it's one thing I always enjoy about games against Bournemouth is they aren't dull affairs. There usually is two teams trying to play football the correct way, and usually we're on the winning side, so I'll take it. Surprised you didn't go for the Milk Cup. See, there you go, the Milk Cup. I knew what that one was, obviously. That's actually a great tournament. I've watched a lot of that on television over the years. Great tournament up in Northern Ireland. The best of European clubs going over to play in it, and I hope that continues to take place. Actually, that tournament, it reminds me of my youth. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on your comments, guys. As a Chelsea fan, I don't want City to win the league. I want a team that plays fair. Look, all football teams and clubs, we're all cheating bastards if we can get away with it. Let's be honest. Everybody tries a bit of, dirty foul play, time wasting, rolling around. We're all at it. We're all as bad as each other. But I know what you mean by fair play. I think you mean in a financial sense. Pep's leaving City if he doesn't win the Champions League in the next 2 years. Same as it happened at Bayern. He'll realise he's done all he could and he'll go to PSG when they sack Tuchel. There was a lot of rumours linking Mourinho to PSG recently, Cole. But I don't know if Pep will go to PSG. I don't know if he could bring himself to do the French league every single week. Yeah, but he was brought to Manchester City to win the Champions League. There's no surer thing than that. And he is an excellent manager. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and take the piss out of Pep Guardiola. I'd be a fool to do it. He's an excellent manager. I want to sign Jadon Sancho. Seems like a Klopp player. I never troll any fans unless they're United. We struggle tonight. Look, leggy. It's catching up on us. You can see the pressure. Honest, love it, mate. Thank you so much. I always appreciate when you come on, Low Fat, because you're a good lad and you tell it like it is, and I appreciate that. It's going to get to both teams. There's no two ways about it, and I think sometimes our own fans are underestimating how much the amount of games are going to take a toll on you guys as well. So, thank you for your honesty as always. It's a pleasure to have you in with us. Question for the chat: how heavy does something have to be before you won't consider trying to tap it with your foot if you drop it? I don't know, mate. I've done it with moulders. Like, I've literally tried to stop a moulder from hitting the ground with my foot and nearly broken my foot, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I tell you where City slip up in the upcoming games: the Manx, Tottenham, Palace, maybe Chelsea, maybe Leicester. There's a lot of games for both sides that points could be dropped. Aaron already said, did you see that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's in the squad for the knockout stages? I did indeed, Aaron. We spoke a little bit about that last night. It's great to see. I don't think he's going to play any part in the games against Bayern Munich, but possibly Liverpool are looking a little bit further ahead. Kian Hoover made the A squad as well, so he's been named in that. Good evening. Am I right in saying Liverpool have a week to prepare for the Manchester United game whilst they have a Champions League game with PSG? We have Bournemouth. Then do we have 10 days until we play Bayern Munich? I'm not sure, mate. I'll have to look at the fixture list. Did Everton fans actually celebrate Man City scoring against them? Was that just some cringe football banter pages? Somebody mentioned on here that they celebrated the second goal. I'd already left my living room by the time the second goal was scored, and I was up here setting up the computer, so I can't answer that one, Louis. Any injury updates? Asks Bob. Not that I've seen, mate, but keep an eye out for the press conference on Friday. You probably get a lot more out of the gaffer then. Don't forget to follow the Twitter account. October is put in there if anybody wants to go over and have a look. It's I love the Twitter account actually. The girls are doing really well running it, and it's really simple. If you're on there, you can either follow the link October's put in, or you can just search Anfield Agenda or at Anfield Agenda. I'm proud of that account. I'm proud of our Twitter account. It's heading towards 30,000 followers, which is brilliant. And Kev has already passed 5,000 on Instagram, which is amazing. And we're heading towards 10,000 on here. I mean, does it get any better? Anfield Agenda, we're flying, guys. Do you think Oxlade Champion will play against Bayern Munich? 100% not in the first leg, and I'd be very surprised if he took part in the second leg. Craig, you need to update the scrolling news. It tells us about the West Ham team news. Oh yeah, let me do that right now actually. I can actually do that live in screen, so bear with me 2 seconds. Where is the scrolling? There it is. Okay, I'll fix this live on screen. Look, what's this? Magic. For once I can actually do something without having to get Connor in. How good is that? Well, for me it's great. Okay, and it's done. But thank you for bringing that to my attention, mate. Thank you. When fit, Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Lovren, Robbo, Milner, Hendo, Wijnaldum, Salah, Mane, Firmino. Come on, the red men. We've got a great side, mate. When everyone's fit, we really do have a very, very good side. So many YouTubers using our current position for clickbait. Fan park for one. Yeah, that tells you one thing. They're shit and they're struggling. There you go. Tonight was always going to be, my headline was always going to be about Mohamed Salah and the racial abuse that he suffered, and how racial abuse should be part of the game, and how anybody else's isn't. Fuck them. There you go. I mean, this fan park crowd, I don't know them, but everyone seems to just moan about them. City will not slip now. Well, yeah, they will. 100%. I will bet you anything you want that they won't win the next, 12, 13 games they have left. So they don't have to slip either, by the way. I mean, maybe somebody hasn't told you how maths work, but when we win on Saturday, we'll be back top of the table. So it's not really down to City to slip, mate. It's up to us. That Irish goalkeeper we have is out on loan or linked out soon. No, he's not out on loan. He's at the club. The other goalkeepers went out on loan, but Kevin Kelleher is here, and he's in the Champions League squad. Pep will leave in the summer after failing to win the League of the Champions. I don't think he will leave this summer, to be fair. Maybe next year. I get my nickname from low fat from my army days. I was 10 stone, now I'm 14 stone. Should change it to more fat. We all get a bit of spread as we get older, buddy, don't we? Actually, I went the other way. I went from heavy down and now back up a little bit. Craig, when you think about it, mate, this is our best season of football I've seen, especially when Tatiana punched me and said Salah was taking the piss. It's been a good season, but it's not over yet, so hopefully there's more. Last year was brilliant as well, by the way. It didn't end how we'd like it to, but it was a great run in the Champions League. Some amazing memories. This is disgraceful. Sammy, what are you talking about, buddy? If it's about Mohamed Salah being racially abused, then yes, I sincerely agree. I'd like to see our Twitter account surpass 30k by the end of February. There's a way of making that happen in October. I'd like to look at getting verified. You can't apply to be verified. They closed it. You used to be able to apply, and they closed it, and now they're working on a new system, so it won't be happening anytime soon, unfortunately. I used to be obsessed with getting an account verified October. I mean, I really was. But the 30k thing we can do, and I'll explain to you how it can be done. Not on here, but I will. Bournemouth will be a tough one at Anfield. It'll be a good game. I mean, it should be an interesting game of football. Okay, where are we? Every team that wins titles beats West Ham. It's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know how silly that comment is, mate? Every team that wins titles beats Crystal Palace and beats Newcastle. Manchester City beat Newcastle. See, I can pull out just as stupid comments as you. Every team that wins titles beats West Ham. Oh my God. You're making yourself look silly now, buddy. It's time to just, I don't know, have a warm glass of milk and go to bed. Don't kick me off. I feel like we might finish third. I'm not going to kick you off, Paul. You're just stating an opinion. I don't agree with it. But, I mean, if you feel that negatively, buddy, as I say to other people, I feel sympathy for anyone that feels that negative or that badly about the team. I see it differently, but you know, it's everyone, every man, woman and child for themselves, and we all look at things differently. I mean, important to remember here, as Imran the Genius has just pointed out, that every team that wins titles beats West Ham. Doesn't matter that they lose to Crystal Palace and Newcastle. You've got to beat West Ham. That's what it's all about. You only win titles if you beat West Ham. At least Chelsea fans aren't dumb and are aware they need 3 points for top 4. The fight for that 4th spot is just as exciting as the title race. Well, it's not as exciting for us, but it certainly is close, yeah. It is going to be interesting to see how that goes. If they don't get anything at Manchester City, then United are going to be absolutely rubbing their hands together for that 4th spot. Is Solanke really going to play at Bournemouth? Bournemouth have too many strikers. I'd imagine so. He's not our problem anymore. Well, I say problem. He's not our concern anymore. They've got Callum Wilson. Defoe has gone to Rangers. I think that's why they brought in Solanke, to let him go. So I'd say he will get game time. We have to keep City in trail. Just think of City 3 competitions. They'll have huge pressure. They have a mental block, including pressure to win the Champions League semi. Will take advantage. Look, don't underestimate the games that Manchester City have left to play. They're very, very, very busy. So have we. Nobody can say for certain what's going to happen. Both sets of fans can make an argument as to why they feel that their team are going to go on and win it, and both sets of fans have merit to what they're saying. None of us know at this point. All I can keep saying is it's in our hands. As things stand, they need us to fuck up. Other than that, it's in our own hands. Every point dropped from either side now, the other team is going to try and capitalise on it. There's no sure thing. That's the beauty of a title race. And just one more little thing on this. For people that were saying Manchester City won the league title, of course you're correct. But they won it at a canter. They weren't involved in a race. Pep Guardiola and most of that group of players, outside of Aguero and a few others, they won it at a canter last year. They weren't involved in a tight, squeaky bum race. So that will be kind of new for a lot of those players as well. Now, yes, Kompany, Aguero and some others were there in previous seasons when they won the Premier League, but a lot of them are new, so there you go. Craig, Ruby got a singing deal from Liverpool. Hope you subbed to our YouTube channel. I don't think I did, Tony. I think I forgot. I know I followed on Twitter, but I think I forgot for the YouTube channel, if I'm being honest, mate. And congratulations, by the way, first and foremost, congratulations to Ruby. That's brilliant. I did listen to her songs, the Virgil van Dijk song, and my wife listened as well. So yeah, congratulations to young Ruby. I hope she continues to go from strength to strength and her career keeps going. Relying on City to drop points and not focusing on our own team is weak-minded, and that's the truth. I don't know how many times I've said that, mate, so far in the past week and a half, was to just concentrate on our games, and if City drop points, that's a bonus, but we can't affect them. Not Manchester City, West Ham fans racially abused Mo Salah. There's a video in the rounds on social media. They threw his religion at him and a couple of swear words, or at least one swear word. I don't want to say what it is on here because I don't want to utter the phrase, but have a look. There's lots of videos in the rounds on Twitter about it, and it's as clear as day. It's not even up for debate. Need the boys to go back to dominate the team like we did against Bournemouth, settle all the nerves. We just need 3 points. I mean, I don't give a shit how we get the 3 points. I don't care if we win 1-0 and it's a goal off Salah's arse in the 96th minute, as long as we get the 3 points. It'd be nice to start knocking away the goal difference as well, of course it would. Origi should have scored. He's tall enough to swing his legs. Still great what he did versus Everton. Yes, he should have scored, but he was also offside. If we're doing should-haves, the linesman should have put his flag up and Origi should have been offside. Liverpool are capable of winning 13 remaining games. We've done it before. We can do it again. Say no, just say no to racism. Absolutely. Kick it out of the game, Josh. There's no place for it in society, not just in football or in sport. There's no place for it in society, mate. Hey Craig, how you doing? It's a Jersey boy. I'm tickety boo, mate. Tickety boo. How are you? Salah has dropped out a bit from Mane. How times have changed. I don't know. Why are everybody looking to poke a negative? And these are our own fans, because we're not getting hammered with trolls in here tonight. There's been a few, but these are our own fans. Why are we looking for negatives? Why not always try and look at a positive? Why not say we win, we're top of the league by 3 points? Mo Salah still right at the top of the goal scoring charts. We still might get the Golden Glove. Van Dijk still might win Player of the Year. Why look at negatives all the time? You do your head in. You'll drive yourselves mad if you think that way. Anyone watch the game seeing Pep shaking, never seen Klopp in that mode? I did. It was his left leg, I think, most of the time. It was just bobbing up and down, and it was a nervous twitch. I know it because I've got the same type of nervous twitch. Anyone who wins deserves it. Not an easy title race. 100% Crispin. Anyone who wins this title will deserve it. And whoever it might be, you know, may the best team win. Let's just wait and see what happens. All the games are pressure now, said Imran. They really are, mate. They are. Every single game is pressure right now. And both sides are going to feel it. And both sides are going to have the nervy moments. Whoever wins it will deserve it. But God, it's brilliant being in this title race. It's great being here. I'd much rather be where we are now than being trying to scrape to get fourth. We are where we are, and it's great. Craig, make some t-shirts with a smiling clock saying tickety boo. I don't think they'd sell very well, pal. Craig, can you put a hashtag bin the hate on your blank wall until we win the league, please? No, it would look stupid. I've spoken to Connor before about we could put it where we could put something certainly where the pitch is and the stadium, but on the wall it would be just too hard to get to look correct. I have that twitch, mate. I do it at every game with the Etihad. Yeah, I'm like that all the time in life, Alfie. I'm always twitching my leg or just bobbing my leg up and down with nerves. This is a sweet little title race. It is. It's great. It's great for everyone. It's good for us Liverpool fans. It's good for Manchester City fans. It's good for the neutrals. It's good for the league. Somebody's going to win it. Somebody's going to lose it. And we are where we are. But you know what? It's fun, as I keep saying. And Neil Anthony said, I think 11 more wins would win it, which is 95 points. I said that a while back, actually. Somebody asked me when we were doing really, really well if we thought we'd break 100, and I said no. I think the league will probably be won somewhere between 94 and 97 points this season. Ryan Kent had another top performance tonight for Stevie G. I seen that he'd set up one of Morella, or what's his name, Morello, one of his goals anyway. We had a chance to go 7 points clear. Yeah, and what's your point, mate? What's the point in thinking about if, ands, or buts? We are where we are. Looking backwards isn't going to change or fix anything, mate. All you can do is look forward, look at what's ahead of you, plan for Bournemouth, get through that game, look to Bayern Munich, get through that game. No point in looking back and going, we could have. Both sides can do that. Manchester City can look back and go, we could have beaten Newcastle, we could have beaten Crystal Palace. It's not worth a shite, mate. We are where we are. It's over. Push on. We win, we're back on top of the league. They win against Chelsea, they're back on top of the league, although we'll have a game in hand. It's the fun of the fair, as they say. Joanne said, just had notification, or Sky notification. Sky notification? You've lost me, Joanne. I love this title race. Only problem is my other life is, or my love life, is that what you're trying to say? My love life is up the shit. Everton away for the last game of the season. I just hope Everton's are a shamble defensively. Who has Everton away for the last game of the season? We don't. We've got Wolves at home for the last game of the season. And Manchester City certainly couldn't have Everton away because they just played them today. So I don't know what you mean, Tony. I think could be mistaken unless I've read this incorrectly. Yeah, exactly right. The fact we're in a race for the title is bringing the worst out of some of our fans. It's usually lads around 15. I don't. What? Just think back. I know we've said this before, but just think back. Konchesky, Poulsen, Jovanovic, Joe Cole, and now look. Van Dijk, Salah, Mane, Firmino, up at the top of the table. It's night and day, guys. Enjoy this. Do you think Spurs are involved in the title race? Well, they have to say they're involved. I don't think they'll sustain it personally, but they are involved, of course. It would be naive to say that they're not. But I really do believe it'll be one of Liverpool or Manchester City. Happy birthday, Andrew, by the way. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday have we missed? Oh, Andrew, right, sorry, mate. Happy birthday to you, pal. Many happy returns. Can we sometimes just take a step back and look at how far we've come? We freaking rule. I mean, Claire, I love it. I agree with you 100%, mate. This club has come a long way in the past 3 years from being a long way back. And we're only going to keep going in one direction, and that's forward. Winning the league title since 1990 will be an achievement. It will. And once that first one is out of the way, the next one will be infinitely easier. Who are City playing next? Chelsea away on Sunday. No, sorry, Chelsea at home. Excuse me, my bad. Chelsea at home on Sunday. Imagine, Craig, if Liverpool last second win in the last game of the season to win them the title. It would be hilarious, wouldn't it? It would be the most Liverpool way of doing something ever, because we don't do anything easy. It's a must win versus Bournemouth. I don't want to say it isn't, because again I'm just being technically it isn't, but yes, it certainly is a big game, Nelson, and one that we really have to be looking to get the 3 points in. What happened? I'm late. Are we talking about the Mo Salah incident? He was racially or religiously abused by a West Ham fan. There's a video of it in social media. It's unacceptable. There's no place for it in the game. I don't want to go off on another rant about it, but you know, it's disgusting. What time is it there? 11:30, Johnny? Looking backwards will just put negative thoughts in your head. We just have to keep pushing. Exactly. It's just like in life. If you look back at your mistakes in life and you think, Jesus, I used to be a dick. I did so much wrong. I don't deserve this. You're not going to enjoy the rest of your life. Look back at your mistakes. Learn from them, whether it be in life or in sport or whatever it is. Learn from your mistakes and try and improve yourself and how you treat people and how you view yourself and value yourself and how you give back to the world as a whole, and move on and always try and get better in anything you do. You can't change the past. All you can do is learn from it and try and become better. City have got Chelsea Carabao Cup and Schalke in the Champions League, said Low Fat, which is going to be a busy period for them. Guys, as you can see, we're ticking along there with the subscribers. We're heading towards our 10,000 subscriber goal. So if you've joined us for tonight's stream, no matter where you're from, what club, what part of the world, you're very welcome. This is the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. All our content on here is free, guys. It always will be free. So if you like what you're seeing, or you like the people in the chat, or you think this is a fun enough channel, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, it'd be great if you could drop a like on the stream. We do nightly streams on here every single night of the week at around 10 o'clock or 10:15. We do watch-alongs of every Liverpool game. And you get the occasional few other videos as well that pop up, which are going to increase actually over the next few weeks. I'm going to start doing some shorter content, some pre-recorded stuff, and a few other bits and bobs as well. So if you want to help us hit that 10,000 subscriber target by May, just hit that button and we'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to turn the notifications on as well if you do, because I would like to say you'll get notified every time we go live, but you know what, the truth is some people just don't get them, and I don't know why. 5 penalties in 2 games for Rangers. And yeah, they got 4 in the last game, didn't they, Brian? And they missed one of them and scored 3 of them, and then won again tonight. Everton played okay, which they did. Nobody can accuse Everton of not trying tonight. They did. They went out there and they gave Manchester City a game. I totally agree, Craig. I couldn't give a shit what happened in the past. I just look forward to the next game. I'm excited every time my team play. And you'll enjoy it more. You'll enjoy it more for it, buddy. Because you're never going to win looking backwards. You're never going to be able to fix anything. It's just a losing process. There is no way of making it better. I'm a little confused. What happened to Salah? Gone through it too many times, mate. I can't keep going back through it. I'm sure somebody, if you haven't already heard since I've come back, somebody will let you know. It wasn't that long ago we were finishing outside the top 4. Now we're title contenders with a world-class side. Our fans need to stand up and back our squad. Well, they need it now more than ever. 100%, Kevin. Great comment, mate. We do. They do need it. They need us as fans to get right behind them, believe in them, and they'll do it. Enjoying the positivity, mate. Thank you, Jace. I'm going to try keep being positive all the way, pal, because there's enough negativity out there. There's enough people doubting, worrying, and if I can help or I can be positive in any way, shape or form, even if I'm having my own nervous moments at times, I'm going to keep doing it. It doesn't hurt to be positive. You can't be naive and stupid, of course, but I mean the truth is we're still in a great position. Need a creative midfielder in the summer? I would not disagree with that. It's Chelsea, Newport and Schalke, said Jack, for Manchester City. Big pitch at the Etihad, Chelsea might get stretched. As I said, I think Manchester City will win a tight game there, maybe 2-1. Do you think Tottenham can still win the title this season? I never thought they could, to be fair. I said earlier on they are still contenders because they're right up there, but I don't think that they will be there at the end. I think they'll 5-6 points behind the winners. What do you think the atmosphere will be like at the weekend? It's an interesting question, Sonia. I hope the crowd start waving flags and scarves and get behind the team. I think the crowd and the fans might have learned a little lesson recently. I think they know that if they show that nerve or that there's that anxiety inside Anfield, it will go onto the field and it will affect the player. So I think there'll be a concerted effort by fans this time to be happier, to be bouncier, to try and be more positive. And they're capable of it because the Kop and Anfield are the best in the world. So fingers crossed on you that they're bouncing from the start. Them games have gone now, no point looking back. Let's just stay calm, crack on and keep winning, said Liam Granby. Need Hendo back against Bournemouth. Yes, I would say that, pal. Yeah, I think he's very underappreciated for the role that he plays in the squad. He doesn't have the greatest game all the time, nor do any of the players, but he would have helped and he will help if he's back this week. Live chance when you meet new Liverpool fans. Yeah, that's what I love about this Liverpool signings. This is why I started this channel with Connor, because we both want to just get to know and meet new Reds. And now our family on here has grown, whether that be with the addition of Kev to Instagram, and with Charlene, and with October to the Twitter account, Mickey Friars on Facebook, the guys that are running the Discord account. It's great. It's just brilliant. The family's grown. The channels are getting bigger. The social media accounts are getting bigger. I'm so proud to be part of this. Love this channel. Just subbed, said Sammy. Thank you very much, mate. That's really kind of you and welcome. I'm glad you've hit that subscribe button, buddy. I hope you continue to enjoy it. We need to get our own game and win it. We do. Bournemouth is going to be... I hate that it's not on television actually at the weekend. That's really frustrating. For those asking, actually, there will be a watch along of the game on Saturday. It just might have to be a little bit different to the usual watch alongs because it's not live in UK and Ireland, as I've said. So for me to be able to articulate the game to you guys, it might be a little bit behind, if you get where I'm coming from. So I will be doing the watch along. I will be trying my best. I will definitely be going through your comments. I'm hoping you guys can help us out. Anyone that's in America or Australia or any part of the world that is going to get the game live, you can help us out. You can keep us going with the chat, because I'm going to be probably a minute behind everyone. So we need your help this week. So hopefully we can all get together and sort it out. We need to get our own game and win it. We've done that one. Luke, how are you? Great. How are you? Great. Great. How are you, mate? That's what I'm trying to say. Welcome in. Is it me or Liverpool going a bit narrow up front at the minute? What's pissing me off, low fat, is sometimes we're trying to play to Salah. He's surrounded by two or three people, and we're hitting diagonal balls up to him and hoping we win the second ball. And there's no one there to win the second ball. So narrow is an interesting conversation point. I think we just haven't got anyone to play between the lines, and we're forcing ourselves to go long at times, or try and get in down the sides. It can be frustrating. I think, as well as it being us being a little bit poor, I think teams are being a bit more clever about how to defend against us. And we haven't been as defensively solid as we were at the start of the season, where we were able to grind games out 1-0 when it was needed. We're conceding some silly goals. I was very frustrated by the defensive display against West Ham. And yes, there were changes made, and yes, Jurgen Klopp had to make adjustments at the last minute, but we were too easily cut open from set pieces. Excuse me, where am I? Just had to pop in and say hi, said Daniel Jones. Can everyone stop calling it racial abuse? It was directed as a religion. Well, that is what I said, Daniel. If you watch back, mate, I did say that a couple of times during the stream. I'm using the phrase racial abuse because it's what's in the media, and I wasn't sure how exactly it was to be portrayed or discussed, but I did mention numerous times during the stream that it was indeed his religion that was attacked. So bigotry, as you've said, is probably the correct word. Lol, Craig, a minute behind. Yeah, I have to be. I think you know what I'm trying to say without me saying it, because I have to be very careful on YouTube. I can't break any rules. We need to start counter-pressing football again. Run, 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 run. Yes, we're much more effective when we try and win the ball back higher up the field. I mean, the whole point of the gegenpressing system is that you force teams into mistake, and the further up the field you force them into that mistake, the easier it is to get through on goal. And again, when you turn over possession, try and win it back very quickly. It's adapted this season. Obviously, Klopp has changed a little bit, and we were defensively more solid, so it worked for a very long time, but something just isn't working to the same extent at the moment, and I'm sure the manager's figuring out what it might be, so just trust the gaffer. Thank you, Liam, for that. I'll take that on board, buddy, and I will try and find that on Saturday. Callum said, I can't wait for Oxlade-Chamberlain to be back in the starting 11. Yes, really, really cannot wait. Are you allowed to say where you can view the match? I can't, Andrew, no. I can't. We can't have people putting links in to streams, and I cannot tell you what website or anything to go watch the games on. All I can say is that it's not on TV in the UK or Ireland. If you're in America, I'm sure it's on a specific channel. But for me, I can't give out any information because it'll break the rules. It's not that we're being clever about defending against us. It's more we ain't varying the play, more crosses and shots, and moving the ball too slowly as well at times, John. Particularly through midfield. Craig, you missed my donation. I did. Sorry, mate, I did. I haven't got to super chats yet. Bear with me. I'll have a look. 1 second. I apologise if I did. Yes, I did. There you go. Sorry. And another one from Oliver as well. Oliver, if you're watching, mate, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, I pray for Cray. Have to shoot them all. I don't know what that means. Here's a little donation up the motherfucking Reds. Thank you, Jersey boy. I did miss a few of them because I've been trying to get through the comments, so apologies if I missed anyone's super chats. I was gonna check at the end, but my bad. Did you predict that the race for the title was going to be this close at the beginning of the season? I didn't think, realistically, I didn't think we'd win the league at the start of the season, if I'm being honest. I thought if we could be in the conversation into March or April, I would have been over the moon. To be in a position we're in now is beyond what I'd hoped for, if I'm being bluntly honest, excuse me. What about you, mate? How did you see it? What did you think at the start of the year? Where did you see Liverpool being? Milner in midfield is a big miss for us, reckons low fat. Yeah, James Milner anywhere in the team is good, to be fair. He's just a damn fine footballer, isn't he? Although at right back he's not in his best position. I messaged you ages, you didn't reply. On what, Paul? I mean, that's an absolute... Was this about the guy being banned? I missed it, mate. If you want to put it in again, or just put a heart beside it or a smiley face or something, it'll catch my attention. Marek Hamsik won't be moving to China just yet after Napoli announced the decision to suspend the attacking midfielder amid concerns over the payments. I got a little scared. LFC need to get a midfielder. We need a 10 and we need a wide forward for me. A centre back, maybe a left back for cover. Lallana and Naby taking too many touches on Monday slowed our play. Yep, agree. As much as I thought Naby Keita played better in the second half and was one of our better players, and Lallana's footwork for the goal was unbelievable, but yes, I agree, Anthony, both took too many touches. If anybody wants to help people or read how to watch games or has questions about how to watch games, maybe join the Discord group. That's a good idea, said Brian Morrissey. Brilliant idea. If anybody can put the link for Discord in for people that want to jump in, and for, as Brian said, to be able to find out where games are on, what channels they're on and whatnot for different parts of the world, then yeah, the Discord group is definitely a place where you can discuss all of that to your heart's content. I thought Lallana played well against West Ham. He was okay, but you could see he was half a second behind. Well, his brain was there, but his body was just catching up because he's coming back from injury. Jay said, frustrating thing for me versus West Ham was when in the box with a potential sign-on goal, we didn't drill the ball in either at the keeper in the 6-yard box, floated it instead. I was watching Manchester City today, Jace, and they had a chance in the first half, and it's a move that they do time and time and time again. So somebody will pick up the ball maybe 10 yards inside, let's say tonight in the Everton half, and they'll move forward a couple of yards, and then they'll play it and they'll get it back, and then Sané will make a run, a late diagonal run towards the edge of the 18-yard box. The ball will be played diagonally and he'll cushion it back across the box, and that works time and time again for Manchester City, and it's something I think we need to utilise more with the likes of Mo Salah. Those very late runs and then cushioning the ball back across the box for somebody making a run to the near post. It's something that Napoli do, it's something that Borussia Dortmund do, something that obviously Manchester City do so well, and I think something that we could utilise as well. Craig, we need a wingman. I need a wingman like you all my life. I'd be a good wingman actually, to be fair, because I've no shame and I don't get embarrassed, so yeah, I could be a good wingman. Where else we got? Gone through that. Lallana's assist was crazy. Well, it wasn't an assist because he gave it to Milner and Milner played it in, but what he did was unbelievable. Only he could have come up with that footwork. It was nuts. Chelsea will win against City on Sunday. I hope so. Mohammed, I hope so, mate. Do you think Liverpool are going to spend big in the summer? No, I don't. I think we'll bring in a couple of players, maybe 40 million, 30 something million, but I'm not expecting superstars if that's a good answer. I think we'll get Timo Werner. Maybe that's just me hoping. I think we will bring in an up and coming / slightly proven player, but I would love us to just break the bank and sign the 10 that we need. Who was it? Oh, what's his name? Oh God, your man that writes for the Times. What's his name? Paul. Oh God, you know who I'm talking about. He wrote an article today saying that he doesn't think Liverpool are going to sign any massive or big name players in the summer, and they're not going to spend anywhere near as much as they did last summer. Paul, what is his name? Why do I always draw blanks on things like this? Anyway, yes, you know who I'm talking about. He has an article out. Joyce, there you go. Thank you, Jace. Yes, Paul Joyce wrote something about it in the Times where he said he doesn't expect Liverpool to go and sign any marquee players in the summer. And there is the Discord link from Jersey Boy. So there you go. Perfect. If anyone wants that, it is there in the chat. I honestly thought Liverpool was going to win the league this year because of the success in the Champions League. I thought it was going to be at least somewhat close compared to Guardiola always finds a way. If Guardiola does go on and win the league with Manchester City this year, mate, it'll be the first year he's done it as a manager, having not been top of Christmas. Claire said we need Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back in midfield, and it will happen. Klopp sorted the attack first, the following season the defence. You know what's coming next season. And John Hamilton said, folks, if you're on Discord, I posted where you can see the games. Thank you for that, John. So everyone jump on there and check that out. Guys, I am going to read a few more comments and then call it a night because I didn't realise how late it was. It was Paul Joyce, everyone. Thank you who put that in. Everyone that let me know. Nabil Fekir and Timo Werner would do very nicely indeed, mate. They would do very nicely, Paul. Timo Werner, I'd be amazed if we don't make a big play for him. He just ticks too many boxes. It makes too much sense. He's out of contract as well in 1 year and 4 months or something, so they're going to have to sell unless they can tie him into that new deal. But even at that, there's a buyout clause, so he's going to be available one way or the other. Paul Turner said, in the league titles we've won and have witnessed, none have been easy, so it's not surprising that this is the same. Exactly, it's a tough fucking league to win, which is why we haven't done it in 29 years. Do you know what, guys? I've done my best on this stream to curb my language as much as possible. I listened back to last night's stream and I thought, even for me, there was a lot of language. For me even, and you know I like to use bad language, so I've tried to curb it a little bit tonight. I hope it's been a bit better. For those of you that don't like bad language, you're always going to get some from me, I'm afraid, but I am trying to not use it over the top. I'm trying to curb it a little bit. What else we got? Craig, you need to model the purple kit. You look good in it. I don't look good in it, mate. I don't look good in anything because I'm a big blubby blubberhead. But I'm growing my hair, as you can see. Look at that hair there at the side. Look at that. No haircuts for me. This is my second day not shaving my head, so I'm gonna see how long I can go, how much of this hair I can grow. Oh, look at that little rhyme and everything. If you spend as much as you have in the past 2 seasons, you need to go out and do it again. You fucked up somewhere. We only need small adjustments, even or if we're doing our work properly. Oh, there was one more thing actually before we go. There was a little bit of news on Marko Grujic, so bear with me while I grab that up. There's 2 things actually, 2 bits of news. Firstly, reports suggest that Liverpool midfielder Alan, you know, the young guy that we had from Brazil, the De Sousa chap, apparently he's terminated his loan spell at Frankfurt and is returning to Brazil, possibly signalling the end of his career at Liverpool. He was signed in 2015 from Internacional for a fee of 500 grand, but it's been nothing short of shocking for the young lad. Actually, to be fair, he hasn't managed to get a work permit. So it looks like he may be off. Could be the end of him at Liverpool. So that loan spell has been cancelled short. And there was something else. There was one more thing I had. A German media outlet, Bild, who I'm sure you've all heard of, they've reported tonight that Liverpool have made a decision about what to do with midfielder Marko Grujic, who's currently on loan at Hertha Berlin. They claim the club's plan is to send him on loan again next season to a club that will be involved in European competition. We certainly need to take anything that Bill say with a pinch of salt, but it is interesting and it does make some sense. He's done very well at Hertha, spoken about very highly from their manager, and sending him on loan again to our club at European pedigree or in the European competition would make sense. Liverpool did excuse me, that sounds like we forced him. He did extend his contract with Liverpool before going on loan to Hertha last summer, so again a bit of news there on Marko Grujic, but it's from Bill, so take it with a pinch of salt. Craig, check out Paddy Houlihan's podcast. He talks about autism and ADHD. Love Paddy Houlihan. I don't think I'll get a chance to, Tony, if I'm being honest, so I'm not going to lie to you, buddy. I have a shit ton of stuff to get through in the podcast world. I've missed so many good podcasts. I'm listening to Joe Rogan, Killer Mike now, who you guys will know, one half of Run the Jewels. It's an amazing rap group, so listen to that at the minute. 108 viewers, Craig, and the chat has gone soft. Is Connor messing with your wires again? No. Some people are just kicking back, relaxing and watching. But last show, if you are watching, you haven't subscribed yet. As you can see, we're heading towards 10,000, so if you could do that before you head off, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. What do the spanners mean next to their names? It means, Kev, that they're moderators of the channel. So if somebody's coming in trolling, for instance, or abusing people, then they can just remove that person's comment or remove that person entirely. So yeah, that's what that means, buddy. But welcome to everyone that joined us tonight. All the new people in, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. We appreciate the hell out of you. To all the people that have been here with us from the start, you know we love you and we appreciate the shit out of you as well. As I always say before we finish, guys, don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds.